Hello. Well, we've made it to the end. Week 14 and 15, you'll be working on your final projects. Now you're going to be creating digital stories using the application, which is, again, it's a that I have an account and added all of you to. So it's not the free editor. The premium one has more functions and features. So be sure to use that as you've logged in on week 12 to that account. So you really need to use that account to create this. The reason is I can actually see your timeline and make comments and see your progress. Not that WeVideo is any better. There are better applications that others could use, but this is free and it has all the features I think that we need. Multiple tracks, has even chroma green screen if you need it, or Ken Burns effect and that sort of thing. So it's adequate for our purposes. Now keep in mind everything we learned this semester as far as communicating message visually, using music to enhance emotion and ideas, and I'm hoping that this just all pulls together in this final project, that you use what we learned from Gar Reynolds and Hans and all of them as far as how do we communicate a message simply, clearly, and emotionally connects to others. Well, you'll be using a Google presentation where I've outlined the steps for both weeks 14 and 15, but you will still have an assignment document in both of those. Let's take a look at that. I'm not going to read through it, but I expect you to use that presentation document as a guide and step, and follow all of the links in it and the video tutorials that are there. And that, if you use that and reference it often, you shouldn't have questions on this, what's expected. I'll also, though, create a video tutorial on using our editor. And if people want a specific video tip that they don't find on the WeVideo Academy tutorials, let me know and I can create that. So let's take a look at that other presentation that we have. Here we go. Okay. Well, okay, let me go over to this one. So here we have, let's get to the beginning. I guess I skipped it at the top. So I'll share it as a slide. You don't have to present with it, but I'll just share all these slides with you. And you can just go through them. You can make a copy of it and just go through it as you need to. But remember, this is not a digital storytelling course, but in order to use the editor and understand how to communicate well with it, you need to understand the basic elements of digital storytelling. The expectations aren't for digital story, it's using the tool is really what I'm looking for. But again, the key ideas of the process for that, we'll be skipping a little bit. So I'm not going to expect submit a script or a storyboard, but you should write out a script yourself, and you should somehow storyboard, whether it's using sticky notes, a piece of paper, and you'll see on one of the slides here, I've provided a template for storyboarding. This page, slide 3, is your table of contents, and be sure to use that. Watch this video on creating a digital story. It's very brief, but if you click on, again, each of these links, it will bring you into this presentation, and you'll see. So again, the types, you will have to choose one of these 3 types of digital stories to make, whether it's a personal narrative, historical, documentary, or educational and informative. I provided a very brief draft right here of one that I started of a personal narrative. It has a lot of faults and it's very short. To work on it, I'm going to make it longer. I'll fix the audio, so I just wanted to see an early draft so you see what that looks like for a personal narrative. Go through these slides, watch these examples of personal narratives. Watch this example of historical documentary. Here's one on educational informative. So if you feel you want to create whatever you want the topic to be, it needs to fit one of those 3 categories, though there may be overlapping. watch the 7 elements of digital, all of these videos essentially, but 7 elements of digital storytelling is key because the rubric we have is based on that video. So you'll want to watch that closely. And again, watching these videos is only 4 or 5 minutes, so it shouldn't take you that long. But that one you might want to come back to. And, oh, sorry, let me go back through here. And again, I'm not going to go through all of this, but click through each slide. Here again, writing it out, the storyboarding, collecting your music and your photos, put them in a Google Drive and collect them. You can either take your photos yourself or use these resources. Oh, video clips. I don't want to see someone recording their whole story on a video. Digital stories are traditionally using photographs and maybe a combination of some short clips, but it's not one in-camera recording of a video. So look at those examples that we have so you can get a sense of what we're talking about. Because you'll be narrating it after in the editor using the voiceover app. So again, keep video clips to a minimum. And again, there's music in the editor. You've got some copyright-free music. There's a big library in the WeVideo editor that's available, as well as the YouTube audio library, which you can download and then upload. Here are the steps for week 14. And that will click back to this document, which is in the, you'll access this through Moodle. But this essentially, again, has the steps for that week's assignment that are different than just the final project. And it brings you back to that presentation as well. And so go through this as we normally had with a checklist and all of the assignments. Same thing with week 15. You'll go through these simple steps, but you'll come back to this presentation again, which opens up, it will always, so we're going to be flipping back and forth to the presentation to your documents. But everything for the assignment is in this presentation slides. Again, after week 14, you're going to give feedback, at least one other person. Give more if you can to more people. And then you're going to, in week 15, make those final edits based on your feedback, adding some special effects, the transition, Ken Burns effect, that sort of thing. And here are the tips. Again, there's really good video tips in the WeVideo Academy. I've added some here. If you need more, let me know if you're having problems. And then special effects, and then a footnote. Be sure to read that. So everything is in this presentation, and as well as the weekly assignment documents. I'm not going to ask for a blog post in week 14 because you'll be giving feedback to each other, and no forum post in 14 as well. So if you have any questions, be sure to let me know. I'm going to stop this. And I hope you have fun with these projects, and I look forward to seeing them.